as we were discussing the book Map of Knowledge, Violet Muller's book on transformation of knowledge, and this is second part of that presentation. And the book presents three great heroes of knowledge by focusing on different cities, geographically. Uh, it depicts the process of knowledge, and the author is of view that knowledge transfers and transforms through civilizations, and civilization is better understood as the process of transmission and transformation. So, relevance of this book to the contemporary world is pertinent. The book gives a powerful contemporary message, and the world is experiencing similar movements of knowledge through universities, scientific journals, digital libraries, translations, migration, international research, and the internet. The medieval manuscript network has been replaced by a global digital network, but underlying question remains: what social conditions allow knowledge to survive and flourish? Muller's historical answer remains relevant that stability plus resources plus institutions plus curiosity plus openness plus communication. Finally, if we are critically appreciating this book, then Map of Knowledge is ultimately much more than a history of three classical authors. It is a history of intellectual transmission and a meditation on the fragility and resilience of civilization. Its greatest achievement is to dismantle the simplistic narrative that ancient knowledge disappeared from Europe and was suddenly rediscovered during the Renaissance. Instead, Muller reveals a complex millennium of copying, translating, preserving, criticizing, adopting, and transmitting knowledge across Greek, Byzantine, Islamic, Jewish, and Christian intellectual worlds. The journey from Alexandria through Baghdad, Cordova, Toledo, Solrano, and Palermo to the Venus demonstrates that modern intellectual culture is product of cross-cultural accumulation rather than isolated civilizational achievements. Its limitations, especially its selective geographical focus, occasional compression of complex intellectual traditions, and reliance on some traditional dark ages framing do not undermine its central achievement. The central message of the book can therefore be expressed in one sentence as: knowledge does not belong to a single civilization. Knowledge does not belong to a single civilization. It survives because generations of human beings carry it across languages, religions, cities, and political boundaries, transforming it into the process. For students of history, civilization, literature, philosophy, linguistics, Islamic intellectual history, and the history of science, Muller's book is particularly valuable because it demonstrates the history of ideas. Is simultaneously a history of people, places, languages, institutions, and cultural encounters. However, this book is very much limited to some areas. It also excludes India and China or any other civilizations of Far East. So this is very much selective knowledge, and the book takes us to different periods of knowledge, focusing on mathematics, focusing on medicine, and focusing on some other disciplines of the management. And the relevance of this book is that in this age of transformation and knowledge economy, there must be a relevance of the knowledge, and people should focus on the different coordinates of the knowledge and can gather information or linkages of knowledge and transmission of knowledge through the societies. Now, we are living in globalized and shared world, and that world offers much more in form of information, not in knowledge or wisdom. So people are absorbing that knowledge without questioning it, and in this way, there is very much importance of critical reflection, and people must focus critically on the knowledge provided by social media and internet niches, so as they can move forward further refined information. And as this book focuses on the 1000 years journey of human civilization and transformation of knowledge, it focuses on science, philosophy, and civilizational studies. It focuses on three major heroes of knowledge: Euclides, Ptolemy, and Galen. And then she takes the narrative to the Dark Ages, however, or Renaissance. However, she has rejected the myth that Islamic scholars and Islamic civilizations only preserved knowledge. However, they transmitted it, transformed it, and did commentaries on it, and also reviewed it and critically appreciated all of the documents. Those were uh, taken by them from Greek knowledge. So we can say that Greek knowledge or Greek information was translated from through Arabic world, and then it was also explained and critically reviewed, and then there were translations of Latin documents, and then it was reached to the European world, and after that it was printed, and then comes to the Renaissance. So in this way, this book is very much pertinent book for all the coordinates of knowledge. And however, it is very much selective, and it should be comprehensive, and scope must be very vast, comprising all of the geographical portions of globe. The book focuses on knowledge and political power. This book provides not only study of books and libraries and universities, however, the author has tried to conclude and to discuss things in the capsule of time and space. So she has discussed knowledge and political power, that knowledge is never completely independent of political structures. Scholarship needs patronage, institutions, libraries, schools, courts, economic resources, and political stability. The relationship between can therefore be represented as political stability, institutional support, scholarly activity, preservation of knowledge, and intellectual innovation. So as it was firstly documented through documented as a verbal heritage, then it was documented to the printing process, and now it is being documented through audio visual aids, or again it is being transformed through virtual niches. And again, a new type of mythology of knowledge is being created throughout the world, and there will be different stories of bravery, not only in form of body or political power, but of intellectual muscle, technical muscle, and muscle of craft. So this is being done new in the world. The manuscript era of the world was very much important because the manuscript is a cultural artifact. A manuscript is merely not container of words. It is evidence of who valued knowledge. It means who have preserved it, who have penned it down, who has copied it, where it traveled, which language was preferred, who could afford books, and which texts were considered worth preserving. The printing press was a revolution. Venus represents more than the final destination of the narrative. Printing changed the conditions of knowledge itself. As now virtual niches are changing the knowledge again. So before printing, one manuscript, limited readership. After printing many copies, large readership, faster circulation, standardization, criticism, cumulative scholarship. This is an epistemological transformation. The printing press did not merely make books cheaper, it changed the social structure of knowledge. Now again, the knowledge is being passed through the internet resources, and again its social structure is being changed. Overall assessment, critical assessment of the book is that strengths of this book is it is compelling central concept. Its compelling central concept. Journey of three intellectual traditions provides an excellent narrative framework. Secondly, a strong cross-cultural perspective. Greek, Islamic, Jewish, Christian, and intellectual worlds are connected. Third, excellent geographical organization. The 7 cities make an abstract intellectual history concrete. Number 4, human-centered narrative. Scholars and translators become historical protagonists. Number 5, accessible prose. The world successfully brings intellectual history to general audience. Number 6, corrective to Eurocentrism. The role of medieval Islamic scholarship is given substantial importance. So it has been corrected that the knowledge is only Eurocentric. Number 7 is strong interdisciplinary value. The book connects history with science, medicine, mathematics, astronomy, linguistics, and cultural studies. However, despite of this thorough knowledge, book has limitations. It provides information on only selective geography, and it has comparison, and some special topics are underdeveloped. As we are talking about the geography, selected geography, so its map does not represent all major centers of global knowledge. It misses subcontinent. It misses many aspects of knowledge in China even. Only printing press has been discussed as it was brought from China. Comparison, 1,000 years of intellectual history necessarily requires simplification. Some special topics are underdeveloped. Complex theological and philosophical movements receive limited treatment. This is being done in a way as passing marks are very superficial things about different movements. Number 4, the dark ages vocabulary can be questioned. The terminology can produce a traditional European periodization that books on evidence actually complicates. Focus on 3 traditions. Euclid, Ptolemy, and Galen provide an excellent narrative spine, but inevitably leave other intellectual traditions outside the central study. Significance for the study of civilization. The most important lesson of this book uh, is that civilization is not property of one people, one nation, one society. The knowledge crosses borders, religions, languages, political systems, and centuries. Greek mathematics became part of Arabic intellectual culture. Arabic scholarship enters Latin Europe. Medieval European scholars reinterpret inherited knowledge. Printing then transforms its circulation. The civilization is better understood as process of transmission and transformation. So the book provides very different stock of thought on the knowledge and journey of the knowledge in a selective perspective of geography with three great heroes of scholarship and knowledge. Thank you very much.